Hey everyone! Today we are going to be making warm versus cool color sun and moons. So on your sun and moon, I want you guys to show me how you can show pattern using different lines and shapes. And also I want to see that you know the difference between warm colors like red, orange, yellow, and pink, and cool colors like blue, green, and purple. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure that your paper is turned horizontal or side to side like this. So not the long way, the wide way. And you'll need a pencil and something to trace a circle with, like a plate. So first, we are going to find the center of our paper, and we are going to place the plate down to trace the circle. If you want to draw the circle on your own, you can too. I'm just going to take my pencil and draw around my plate so I have a nice circle. Perfect. Now, as you saw, one half of this circle will be the moon, and one half will be the sun. So first, we are going to split the face in half. So go to the top of your circle and try to find the center. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we are going to draw a curved line like this to make the moon. So I start at the top center and curve and down. So we have a shape similar to that. Then, if you want, you can add a nose. So I'm just going to go about halfway down and draw kind of a triangle shape like this for the nose. Then erase this part of the line. Now we can add the details of the face. So you can choose to not have a face or do your face different than mine, but here's what I'm going to do. Because when I think of a moon, I think about nighttime. I'm going to have the moon have its eyes closed. So I'm going to draw kind of like the letter U above the nose, because if we think about humans, our eyes are above the nose. So make sure it's right there. So something like that. I can draw eyelashes if I want. Next, I'm going to draw the eye of the sun. So I want it to be even with the eye of the moon, so I'm going to kind of just hold my pencil above, draw over, and then I'm going to draw an eye shape. So first, I like to draw kind of a rainbow shape like this, and then an upside down rainbow, or kind of like a U like this. If you have your own ways of drawing eyes, definitely do that. I'm also going to draw an eyelid by drawing another curved line on the inside of that one. A circle for the iris of the eye, and another circle for the pupil. You can also add lips. So I'm going to start on the moon side and go under the nose, and I'm going to draw a line that curves like this and then comes in. Then I'm going to connect it on the sun side and draw a curved line. This time I'm going to kind of make it smile, so I'm making it curve up and then come down. And you could draw a line through the center to show the lips. You could add an eyebrow or other details on the face too. Now we also need to split the background so that half of the background is going to be warm colors and half is going to be cool. So find that center point where you started and draw a line from here all the way off your paper. Then go to the bottom and maybe try to make that line up like this and draw down, or it could start right there if you want. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to go like that. So everything on this half of your paper will be warm, everything on this half will be cool. So now I am going to draw the rays of the sun. So to do that, I am going to draw some angled lines coming out around on this side of the circle. So only start with about, I don't know, 8 lines to start, because we'll be filling these in with all types of details. Now notice, instead of just going straight across, I'm kind of like finding where would the center be, and I'm going out, like the rays of the sun. So what I do to make sure that I have the angle right is a lot of times I just kind of practice with my hand above, and then when I feel ready, I draw. Good. Now on the moon side, we are going to draw rings. So we are going to kind of just trace on the outside of that curve of the moon. So I'm going to go a little bit above on this line right here and draw a curved line that goes around, leave some space, draw another one that goes around, leave some space, and keep going. Awesome. So this is just the base of our design. Now, you have a lot of choice of how you are going to fill in the rest of your design, but the goal is to show patterns. So use different lines and shapes to make some patterns. So you can draw like a zigzag line, a loopy line, a wavy line, a castle line. So for a castle line, you go up, over, down, over, up, over, down, over. You could do a bumpy line. You could do a dashed line. You could even make a line out of shapes. So like a dotted line. If you have other lines that you can think of, you can draw those too. And just keep going until your design is filled with a variety of fun different lines. All right, I think that's good. Now on the moon side, I want you to make patterns using shapes. So any shapes you can think of. I'm going to do some triangles. I'm going to start by leaving some space in between, and maybe I can decide to put some shapes in between after. Be a circle. Now I'm drawing super fast. I want you guys to take your time and do nice work. You could also add some lines too. I think a wavy line would look great here. Now notice how my lines even kind of cut off the side. So try to continue your lines all the way off the paper if you can. I'm going to draw a little moon shape. And again, be creative with this. You can fill in your designs however you want. Just show me patterns. All right. Oh, I think I'm going to add one more. You can also add some details on the face if you want. You can even add some extra lines if you want some lines on the face. That's up to you. Once you have all of your pencil lines, your next step is to trace those lines using Sharpie. So if there's any using your Sharpies wrong, your teacher can definitely take that away and you can use black crayon instead, or if you feel more comfortable using black crayon, you can. just please do not use regular marker, washable marker, because it will bleed all over and kind of mess up our design. So either black crayon or a Sharpie. Now whenever I use Sharpies, I always make sure that I have a big piece of paper underneath, because Sharpie will bleed through the paper and it stains. So anything it touches, it will be there forever, which is not good. So using the Sharpies is a privilege and we have to be very careful. So make sure you keep that paper underneath, and if you want the lines to go off, make sure you have the paper like right here so you could draw onto that paper and not onto your table. So do your best job to trace all of the lines on your page. My rule is there's no filling in shapes with black, okay? So we'll be filling these in with plenty of color, so start by just tracing the lines in black. So once you are done tracing all of your lines in Sharpie, and I took an eraser and I tried to erase over most of my lines, that's okay if you don't, or if you don't get them all, because we'll be filling these in with color. So next we are going to use crayons. So remember, the goal is to show only warm colors on the sun side and only cool colors on the cool side, or the moon side. So our warm colors are pink, orange, yellow, red, even like some browns, like that might look nice. I always think about whatever reminds you of being warm, so like fire, lava, anything like that. So what you are going to do is you are going to color in not everything in crayon, just some pieces. So if we look at like sections, I always like to think about like coloring on an app with your iPad, you know, where you can just kind of like tap and it fills a whole space. Think about those types of spaces that you could color in. So like maybe these little circles, because we are going to be filling in the rest of the spaces using the color sticks. So fill in with your crayons about half of your drawing. Any spaces you think would make sense. And again, I'm going super fast just so the video doesn't have to be so long. I want you to take your time and do your best coloring. And press down really hard when you color too to make those colors pop. Alright, so once you have your main shapes or spaces filled in with crayon, using the warm colors on the sun side, cool colors on the moon side, next we are going to fill in the rest of the white space using paint sticks. So just like we did with the crayon, only warm colors on this side, only cool on this. And you can kind of just glide over even what you drew in crayon, which is pretty neat. So just take those color sticks and fill in the rest of your sun and moon drawing. And you can even try layering right on top of the crayon. I like the way that looks. If you want to keep your eye white, make sure that you color that in using white crayon, and it should stay white.